What is up, guys? Almighty Dezus back again for another crazy story. And this crazy story is about how I crashed my car. And right now, I'm going to post a picture up of the car right when I got it. You know, nice little car. And I'm going to post a picture of after it was crashed. And this is all on my Instagram. And by the way, follow me on Instagram, Twitter. It's Almighty Dezus. Just look it up. Follow me. I'll follow you back. So, yeah. Anyways, let's get right into it. So I got this car as like a graduation gift, and it was like I only had the car for about maybe 2 or 3 months, and one of my old friends I used to hang out with all the time, the dude who I first ever smoked weed with, who I ever first popped a Xanax with, and I could do a story about that, but just comment down below. But anyways, yeah. So, you know, he hits me up. He's like, man, let's hang out, man. We haven't hung out in forever. I'm like, all right, man, I'll come pick you up. So I pick him up, and I remember he was like, damn, dude, you got a nice car. And by the way, it was a black Cadillac CTS. It was really nice. I really loved this car. And actually, I still got a black Cadillac CTS. I bought another one. But that's for another story. But yeah, so I pick him up. He's like, man, you got... I remember he just kept talking about how nice car. He's like, damn, dude, you're stunning out there, you know? He's like, man... And then we went to go to Arby's to go get something to eat. So we're at Arby's, you know, sitting down, eating, and he's like, shit, man, what you trying to get into? I was like, well, we could go to the mall. He's like, yeah, let's go to the mall. So, you know, we go to Arby's, then we go to the mall. He buys some clothes or whatnot. And then he's like, man, let's go smoke. Because at this time, I was selling weed, and, you know, I was always a big pothead. I don't smoke no more, but in my past, I was the biggest pothead you would ever know. So we went to go smoke in the Cut, and what a Cut is I live in Kentucky, and a Cut is like a country road, like a cruise. Like you just go right around in the country and go smoke. Like where I live, it's not really country, it's not really a city either, but you know, it's like a nice populated place. But like I could literally drive 5 minutes from my house and get into some like country roads, like, you know. So you know, we roll up, we start smoking, and it rained this day. I want to clarify that it rained. But anyways, we roll up a blunt and we go out towards the country to go smoke. And we light up the blunt, we're smoking. And I remember like my friend starts like we were playing some Lil Wayne. Dedication 5 just came out. It's a pretty good mixtape. If you've never heard it, go check it out if you like rap music. But it's pretty old by now. But anyways, sorry, getting off topic. But yeah, we were kind of listening to the song, and my friend, he's like kind of starts like dancing in the car. Like, I don't know, it's kind of hard to explain, but imagine like, you know, when you're like feeling the music and you're in the car and you're high, you're just like, yeah, you're like feeling it. So I kind of started doing the same thing too. I started like, you know, bobbing my head, like maybe fist bumping, you know, doing some crazy shit. And then so there was this curve, and I wasn't paying attention to the road. I was kind of just like in my own world, listening to the music, kind of like dancing in my seat, you know. I don't know if this sounds weird, but hopefully y'all get it, you know, kind of like moving my shoulders or whatnot, doing the cha-cha slide. But yeah, I was driving, and actually I wasn't driving, that's how I crashed. I quit paying attention to the road, and my friend's like, yo, dude, a turn. There was like a little curve, like I need to take a right, but I wasn't paying attention at all. So I like turn my steering wheel right as hard as I can, and I slam on the brakes. But since it rained earlier that day, yeah, it didn't work, and I fly into a ditch and crash into a tree. But the tree was already like toppled over. Like it was literally like maybe like 6 feet high on the floor though. Like it was a really wide tree, like really wide tree. Like this. Sorry, I burped. But anyways, this tree must have been like huge when it was standing up, but it like fell over. So I crashed into a fell over tree, and it was on my side. And I remember my friend, he wasn't wearing a seatbelt, so he like kind of flies up and hits his head against my driver's side windshield, and cracks my windshield. And I was like, oh no. And he was like, and my friend was like, oh dude, my head. I was like, dude, oh shit. I started panicking. He's like, oh dude. He's like, dude, you're by yourself. So he gets his like little clothes he bought from the mall out of my car, and he starts walking away. And I'm like, wow, really? Like, really, dude? You just gonna leave me? And he said, like, dude, you were by yourself. I wasn't with you. Like, I guess because he was on probation or something. But still, that's fucked up to leave your friend alone. So I started, like, freaking out. And I had a couple roaches in my car. So I, like, So I dump out the roaches. But I can't get out through my door because I crashed on my side. I had to get out the passenger door. So I get out the passenger door and dump out the roaches while my weed and skills are still in the car, and the door closes on me. Like, I don't know how it did, but the door closes and it got locked. So I'm trying to open the door, but it wouldn't like open it. So I was like, oh shit, my keys were in the car and everything. So I was like, oh no. But I had my phone, so I'm trying to like call somebody, but I have no signal because how far out I am into the country. So I start panicking. So I start like running down the road, trying to get some signal. And as I'm running, I see at this point maybe I'm like 100 feet away, 100, not 100 meters, but maybe like 30, 40 meters for y'all European viewers. And then I see a car pull up to the car, my crash car. Like, there was a car there, and it stopped, and I was like, oh shit, I need to go before he calls the police, and the police are gonna find the weed. So I see the dude, I'm like, yo, man, what up? I was like, I crashed my car. He's like, is this your car? I was like, yeah, that's my car. He's like, oh man, your car's pretty fucked. I was like, yeah, man, I know. I was like, can I use your phone, man? Because I don't got no signal out here. And there's this one like cell phone carrier where I live that like they specialize in getting signal in the country, because like a bunch of people live in the country here. So he lets me use his phone and he got signal. I call my friend that lives pretty close there. I'm like, yo, dude, I crashed at whoop de whoop. I explained the location. And he's like, all right, man, yeah, I'll come pick you up. So I was like, yo, man, thanks so much. He's like, do you want me to call the cops, the tow truck? I was like, nah, man, my friend got a truck. We'll pull it out. My friend doesn't got no truck. He had some, like, shitty Honda at the time. But, yeah, so the dude leaves. My friend comes there. I'm like, yo, dude, my weed's stuck in the car and my scales. If cops come, I'm fucked. He's like, all right, man, let's try to open your door or something. So we try to, like pull the door open, but nothing's gonna work. Nothing works at all. So we're like, fuck, dude, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? He's like, dude, let's break your window. I was like, what? No, I don't want to break your window. He's like, man, sorry to break it to you, but there's no way you can get back into that car. I'm like, all right, man, let's break it. So we find a rock. We break my window. I get the weed, get my skills, and we start. And I'm like, dude, take me home. I need to tell my mom. So, and while we're driving, we pass by my friend. And he has two like Hollister bags, or like I don't even know where he went shopping, but he has like two bags, and it starts raining again, and like we see him, and he's like, yo, is that whatever Bryant? Were you hanging out with Bryant? He's right there. Let's pick him up. I was like, nah, dude, he ditched me. Fuck him. So we literally drove right past him, and he had to walk all the way home, which it was a good 30-minute walk to not civilization, but to like a gas station or something. There was houses everywhere, but we're in the country. So anyways, I was like, fuck him, he's a bitch, he left me. So we drive off, and then so we go to my house. Well, he drops me off at my house, and I sell him the rest of my weed. I was like, here, I'll sell you my weed and my scales. It's a deal. So I sell him my weed and my scales, get like, it was a bunch of weed, so I got like $200 for it. So he gives me $200. And he leaves, and I go inside. I remember I was like, man, I need to play this up good. So I go inside, and first thing I do is start crying. Like, open the door. I'm like, Mom, like, and she like wakes up. At this point, oh yeah, it's like 9 o'clock at night, guys. So it's like probably like 10 or 11. She's like, what's wrong? What's wrong? What's wrong? I was like, Mom, I crashed into a ditch. My car, it's stuck. She's like, what do you mean it's crashed? She's like, well, get one of your friends. We'll pull it out. So so I call one of my friends, and she takes me to his house. I get in his car, and we start driving to where I crashed the car. And we get there, and my mom sees it. She's like, why is your window broken? And I have to lie to my mom. I was like, well, I guess someone broke into the car, Mom. God, I can't even leave my car out here for 5 minutes. She's like, should we call the cops? I'm like, no, Mom, let's try to push it out. I'm not really worried about that right now. So we try. The car's stuck in the ditch, man. It's like glued to a fucking tree. So there's no way we're getting into that car. And so then at this point, we're like, Mom, let's call a tow truck. And so we call a tow truck. The tow truck guy comes, and he's like, oh man, it seems like you're in a doozy. He starts pulling out the car, and that's when the cops pull up. And oh yeah, my friend who was helping me, he doesn't got a license, but he was driving. So at this point, he kind of like, I don't even know where he went, dude. I remember he was just like, man, I'm gonna get out of here, and just blasting. I was about to say blast off. Yeah, he blasted off in a rocket ship. We had a rocket ship like 2 houses down. They just he used his car. He drove off, which I don't blame him. He didn't have no license. I didn't want him getting in trouble. But then I remember my cops asked my mom. They're like, "Who is driving?" No, what? No, he said, "What happened?" And I was like, and my mom was like, "Oh, I was with my son. He was driving." And I was like, "Mom, why'd you just do that? You just put, like," I guess she was like worried or whatnot. But I was like, "Why would you put yourself in this situation?" Like, I was like, "Ah." He's like, "Where were you coming from?" I was like, "Oh, my girlfriend's house. She met my girlfriend's parents for the first time, and we had a little dinner." And they're like, at this point it was 12. They're like, at 12. I was like, "Well, sir, we crashed a while ago, and we tried to move out the car. That's why my friend was here." He's like, "Wait, where'd your friend go?" And I was like, "Oh, he had to go home. It's getting kind of late." Like, it was just a fucking horrible story. Like, I'm pretty sure the cop knew it. And he's like, and then he saw he's like, "Why is the window broken?" I was like, "Sir, I don't know. I think someone broke my window while I was gone to go get my friends, like, 'cause someone picked us up." And I told him when they picked us up, and he's like, "Wait, why'd you get picked up?" I was like, "'Cause we had to go pick up my other friend to get them to move out the car." Like, dude, it was such a horrible story we put together. Like, he knew it was half-assed, but he's like, "Oh, ma'am, is your head okay?" Because we're my friend's head went not through the windshield, but he wasn't wearing a seatbelt, so his head like hit the windshield and cracked it. He's like, "Ma'am, is your head okay?" He put like the bright ass light on my mom's forehead and stuff. It was just fucking hilarious. And so the cop was like, "Okay, just make sure you're okay." He's like, "Is there anything illegal in the car?" I was like, "No, you can search it," but he didn't even want to search it. But anyways, they put it on the tow truck. And at this point, my mom was really mad at me. Like, she's like, "What the fuck? Why were you out here? What the fuck were you doing? Why'd you, like, I just bought you this car 2 months ago." So the tow truck driver needed to know where our house is, because my mom didn't want to even try to get fixed. She just wanted to get dropped off at our house. And the tow truck driver, he's like, "Well, do you want to ride with me?" I was like, yeah, dude, I want to ride with you." And I shit you not, this tow truck driver, first thing he said, he's like, "So how high are you right now?" And I was like, "Wait, what do you mean?" He's like, "Man, I'm not stupid. I got a 17-year-old son. I lived here all my life. I know what you're doing out there. You're out there smoking weed, and you crashed your car." And I was like, "Yeah, dude." And anyways, we're talking about crazy stories. Like, somehow my window was broken because I got my weed stuck in it. I don't know. Dude was fucking awesome, man. And we drove to my house. I remember my dad. He was working second shift at the time, so he just like got home. And he like pulled up right as the tow truck did, and I remember the look of like sadness on my dad's face, like, killed me. And he was like, cause he wasted like, it was like, I don't even know how much they paid for it, or maybe $8,000 or something, just down the fucking toilet. Like, it was fucked. And the picture from earlier, I might put it up again right now, it might not, I don't know. But it was like from that night, like after I crashed it, man, it was fucked. But yeah, guys, that was a story about the first time I ever crashed my car. I crashed another car, and then I had one car shit out on me, like in the middle of the road, like shit went crazy. I don't know, comment below if y'all want that story. Comment down below if y'all want some more drug stories, or some more school stories, or maybe another jail story. But yeah, guys, this is Almighty Dezus. Subscribe if you want more, like if you liked, and I'm out of here, guys. Have a good one.